Hey everyone! So by now we have all probably heard the rumors of a potential Skyward Sword HD remake coming to the Switch, and I am all for it. I will admit, I kinda have my hopes up, but I know the possibility of this happening is very slim. That didn't stop me, however, from getting in a full Skyward Sword mood and listening to its soundtrack on repeat and enjoying its full orchestrated goodness. After listening to hours and hours of great songs, I chose my top 5 that I will share with you today. So if you enjoy the video, make sure to click on that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to support the channel. It would mean a lot to me. Anyways, when making this list, I didn't just want to be like, oh, I love this song and it's great, and that's why I put it in number 4, because I love it so much. Yes, at the end it does just end up being my own personal opinion. However, I base my opinion for my top 5 on musical elements, musical style, and complexity or simplicity of the music itself. Here are some of the criteria that I followed in creating this list. How they enhance the gameplay and atmosphere, the instrumentation that's being used, how the music affects the emotions of the players, not just referring to a song that maybe makes you cry, but one that makes you feel uneasy or gives you a sense of suspense. And at the end of the day, it's going to come down to my personal preference and how much I enjoyed it. Well, without further ado, let's get started. Number 5. To start off, we have the Skyview Temple theme. So, the Skyview Temple is the first dungeon in Skyward Sword, and before I say anything else, can I just say this piece has no business being this ominous? But after thinking about it, it makes perfect sense. This music gives off the sense of exploring an ancient temple that hasn't been touched in millennia, which is probably true. As we enter Skyview Temple, we venture into a place that probably hasn't been explored since the goddess Hylia lifted the humans to the sky. This piece of music does a great job of establishing just what type of game we're going to be playing. And don't even get me started on the double reed duo. The bassoon and oboe complement each other perfectly. There are strings and the timpani creating the background ambience, as well as some vocals. But the bassoon acting as a bass drone and oboe with the main melody sure does create a great deal of suspense that, in my opinion, was executed perfectly. Number 4. Okay, so honesty time. I have very mixed feelings about this one. Yes, I do believe this is a great song to a great final battle. But personally, there could have been things done differently to make it better, in my opinion. Which I'll save for some other time or another video. Let me know in the comments if you'd like a video something like that. Anyways, yes, things could have been done differently, but I can't take away from the fact that this is a great piece. If I would have enjoyed this piece a bit more, it would have definitely been my number 1. Regardless, let's get into what makes this piece so good. First off, the vocals. The vocals are just vocalizing vowels, which, if we look back into music history, this style was implemented to emphasize on the angelic. Now, where does the fight take place? None other than what seems to be the heavens. However, this place looks sinister. Thus, the brass section takes care of that. They are blasting away alongside the rest of the orchestra, giving out this sinister feel we talked about. There's a call and response relationship between the horns and the vocals, making an ascending motion, while at the same time, there is a section holding out notes, creating a large dissonance. All this musical complexity creates a mood and environment that is fit for a final battle between the demon lord and the hero of this tale. Number 3. First off, let's just point out the obvious of it being Zelda's Lullaby in reverse. There's a lot that could just be said on that. Again, maybe something for another video. But using a previous theme and playing it backwards is just genius. What makes this even better is the different occasions in which it is implemented into the game. First off, in the game's theme, we eventually play with Impa, and it's also heard in different variations throughout the entirety of the game. What makes this song great, in my opinion though, is the added lyrics sung by Zelda. For me, that's what it took to get that song on my list. This is the first time we have ever heard lyrics being sung in a Zelda game, and it was executed flawlessly in my opinion. I really want to see lyrics used in future Zelda game soundtracks, and I feel now that we have ventured off into voice acting, this is only imminent. So I'm really looking forward to this in the future. Number 2. The legend of Skyloft was composed to go alongside the story of the fight between the goddess Hylia and the demon lord Demise. When we heard the legend of Skyloft, it does a great job of evoking that feeling that is trying to be portrayed by the narrative of the story. Even without the images or script of the story, the music alone lets you know that there's turmoil, evil, struggle, deception, redemption, and at the end, finally peace. In Wind Waker, we see a similar piece in the legendary hero, which is also one of my favorite Zelda pieces. This song is also complementing the story that is being said. In the music world, this type of music could be considered by some as programmatic music. Programmatic music is music that is being composed for the purpose of portraying a certain image, emotion, or story. This music and story want you to feel a certain way and accomplish that task. Now, the reason this song and the legendary hero are very popular could be due to the fact that they are tied so closely to the narrative and imagery that the game provides. So in a way, when we listen to this song, it taps into our sense of sight as well and amplifies that feeling of, I really like this song. So when music is able to do this to you, you know they did a really good job with it. And that's why it's my number 2. But now, let's get into my top song of Skyward Sword. Number 1. For some reason, there are people that don't like Fi. I always thought it was Fi, but apparently it's Fi. Oh well. Anyways, I don't understand where this dislike toward Fi is coming from, but I accept your decision. However, when it comes to Fi's theme, it's a masterpiece. It starts off with 3 different string instruments playing in an ensemble. We have a harp, a lute, and maybe a sitar. I'm not quite sure if it's a sitar. I could be wrong. If you know the exact instruments, please let me know in the comments. Anyways, what leaves me astounded is the incorporation of these 3 stringed instruments. Like, it's super rare to see this, and I'll explain why. First off, it's very uncommon for different plucked instruments to be put together in a piece. Fi's theme not only does this, but uses 3 stringed instruments that are plucked from different cultures together, and the arrangement is breathtaking. The lute and the harp have different arpeggiated scales, with the sitar taking the lead melody. It was a brave move to take by the music team, but man did it pay off. This alone is what makes it number 1 for me, but it doesn't stop there. So how did they make it even better? They did this with just a small detail. They made Fi's theme that much better by adding a small snippet of Midna's Lament into it. It's kind of poetic to find a small part of a song used for a previous partner in the new partner's theme. Let's take a quick listen. This small detail leaves me speechless at knowing the amounts of detail these composers put into making this piece. And these reasons are why this is my favorite piece of Skyward Sword. I did take some time to analyze and to think of all these pieces, but in the end, like I said, it's all my opinion. But the good thing is, I'm also interested in your opinion and what you think. What are your favorite songs in the game? Do you agree with me, or would you entertain some of these songs? I love doing these music discussion and analysis videos, so if there's any video game music from any series you would like me to analyze, let me know in the comments. Thank you all for your support that you've given me. It really means a lot. Thank you. I'm Ace Monkey, have a great day, and thanks for watching.